The crystal champagne flute trembles in my hand as I stand alone at the San Jose Country Club bar, watching my cousin Claire's engagement party
For some reason,
unfold
these
like a
aren't
glossy
stackable.
magazine
Okay.
spread. Perfect lighting.
Hot.
Perfect flowers. Perfect family smiles that never quite reach their eyes when they land on me. I check my phone again. No messages from Logan.
They were right all along.
The sleek designer watch he gave me for Christmas shows 7:45 p.m. in Zurich.
Okay, so that doesn't
He
work.
should be done with his consulting meeting by now. Julia, darling. My mother's voice carries that particular lilt she reserves for public performances. She's steering an older couple toward me, her pearl necklace catching the light. This is the Andersons, their new members. A practiced smile. This is Julia. She's between relationships right now. I bite back the correction. 2 years engaged to Logan, and she still pretends he doesn't exist. The Andersons murmur polite greetings and mercifully move on, champagne glasses in hand. My phone buzzes. Finally. But it's just my team in Dubai confirming tomorrow's client presentation.
I see the light!
I need somewhere quiet to call Logan, to hear his voice drown me in reality, before I float away on a sea of family fiction. The hallway leading to the ladies' room offers blessed silence after the tinkling laughter and clinking glasses of the main room. My heels click against marble as I dial Logan's number.
And
I hear it, laughter floating from around the corner. My mother's voice, and Aunt Patricia's parting, sharing that particular cadence of gleeful mockery I remember from childhood. 2 years engaged to a man no one's ever met. My mother's words slur slightly. Who does that? Aunt Patricia's answering laugh sounds like breaking glass. Aviation consultant? Is that what we call flight attendants now?
What the fuck is a
I've started calling him her imaginary fiancé when she can't hear. My mother again, her voice thick with amusement. Poor thing, always trying to keep up with Claire. The phone slips from my suddenly numb fingers, clattering against marble. Tears burn behind my eyes.
I think I'm on record pace, you guys. Oh my god,
I won't give them that satisfaction, even if they can't see me.
Yeah,
The memories rush in like tide water. Me at 22, standing in our kitchen as Dad's face turned that particular shade of purple reserved for major disappointments. Law school is your future, Julia. This art school nonsense is throwing your life away. Mom wringing her hands in the background. Graphic design is a lovely hobby, sweetheart.
I kept the bone meal.
But it's not a career.
Wait.
The Christmas video calls after I moved to Europe. Mom's tight smile as I shared news about my growing client list. That's nice, dear. But did you hear? Claire made junior partner at her firm.
Huh?
My fingers find the textured wallpaper, grounding me in the present. The past is a dangerous place to linger tonight. I remember the first time I saw Logan across a crowded conference room in Zurich. The way his eyes crinkled when he smiled. How he listened intently as I presented my branding concepts for his airline client. The immediate connection that felt like coming home, even though home had never actually felt that way. The work is exceptional, he'd said afterward. Your family must be incredibly proud. I'd laughed then, a short, sharp sound. They think I'm playing at having a career while looking for a husband. His hand had covered mine, warm and steady. Then they don't know you at all. The memory of calling Mom to share our engagement still stings.
A name before placing it?
The long silence before her careful response. Is this real, Julia? Or are you just trying to keep up with Claire? Logan's words that night echo in my head. They'll understand someday. Build your life first. I straighten my spine, check my reflection in a gilt-framed mirror.
Do I have to restart it?
My green silk dress falls perfectly, chosen to project success without trying too hard.
I see a furnace.
The diamond on my left hand catches the light, solid and real as the man who gave it to me.
Wait, what was the name of it?
Julia. Claire's voice carries down the hallway. We need you for the family toast.
Okay, I can pick that up at least.
I smooth my dress, touch up my lipstick. Perfect the mask I've worn at every family gathering since I was old enough to understand that being myself wasn't enough. My phone buzzes again. A text from Logan. Finished early, missing you. Something shifts inside my chest, like tectonic plates realigning.
You're kidding. No, you just want me to reset. There's no way. There's no way. You just want me to reset.
Of this family's approval. Tonight, I finally understand their approval was never the prize I thought it was.
Oh wait, actually it's fine.
My fingers fly across the phone screen. Now, please come down.
I forgot it just resets me back to part 2.
Claire appears at the end of the hallway, radiant in white. There you are. Mom wants you to say a few words. I slip my phone into my clutch, straighten my shoulders. Of course she does. The walk back to the main room feels different now. Each step carries the weight of a decision years in the making. They want a toast? I'll give them one they'll never forget. My mother beams as I approach the microphone, probably expecting another perfectly polite performance. She has no idea what's coming. None of them do. The crystal stemware weighs heavy in my hand as I step toward the microphone. My mother beams from her carefully chosen spot near the front, no doubt expecting another of my perfectly polite performances. The same smile she wore through 2 decades of piano recitals and debate tournaments, watching me hit all the right notes while missing the music entirely. When two people find each other, I begin, letting my gaze drift across the sea of expectant faces. They deserve a foundation of belief and support. The words float across the reception hall, carried by the venue's precise acoustics. Claire and Michael have that foundation in spades. Every step of their journey celebrated, documented,
I can't place
believed.
this anywhere.
A champagne flute clinks against a butter knife somewhere in the back. Someone coughs. My mother's smile slips, just a fraction as my eyes find hers. Some people never receive that support. The words land soft but sharp, like snow before a storm. Some build their lives while those closest to them whisper doubts behind closed doors and country club bathrooms. My mother's fingers tighten around her glass. Aunt Patricia shifts in her chair, that particular rustle of silk that always accompanied her judgments. So here's to those blessed with family who believe in them without proof, without question. I raise my glass, ice cracking in the silence, and to those who succeed anyway. The applause comes scattered and uncertain, like the first drops of rain. Maria appears at my elbow as I step away from the microphone, her hand warm against my arm. I wanted to tell you, she whispers, her phone screen glowing between us. They've been saying this for years. The family group chat scrolls beneath her thumb. Words jump out like neon signs in the dark. Maybe she needs therapy. No real career. Inventing relationships to compete with Claire. My father's voice drifts from a nearby table. Julia's going through a phase. The same dismissal he used when I left law school, when I moved to Europe. When I built my first international client portfolio. A phase lasting 15 years. Your brother told the Hendersons your international career was mostly freelance work. Maria adds, her voice barely audible above the string quartet. Like you're sitting in a coffee shop designing logos instead of running global campaigns.
Oh, there could be
The
hidden
weight
string.
of years of dismissal settles across my shoulders like a familiar shawl. My mother holds court near the gift table, Aunt Patricia at her right hand like always. The perfect power couple. One to plant the seeds of doubt, one to water them with whispers until they bloom into full-grown lies. Did you see the wedding magazines? Maria's words carry an edge of anger I've never heard from her before. Your mother showed them to Claire last month. At least one daughter will have a proper wedding. Like you're some cautionary tale instead of a success story. A server passes with fresh champagne. Maria snags 2 glasses, pressing one into my hand.
I should have had
You know who's been
hitboxes
surprisingly decent about all this? Claire. She shut down Mom the other day when she started in on your imaginary life in Dubai. My phone buzzes against my hip. Logan's message lights up the screen. 3 minutes out. Ready? The room shifts around me, familiar faces arranging themselves into new patterns.
Go forward.
Rebecca slips through the doorway, fashionably late as always. One look at my face and eyebrows draw together. She knows me well enough to read the storm brewing behind my careful smile. She'll leave early like always, my mother's voice carries from behind a massive flower arrangement. Can't sustain these stories forever. The master of ceremonies taps his microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be concluding our toast before dinner
maybe I
service
need
begins.
to do some...
My Dubai team's presentation deck flashes through my mind, the one my family dismissed as playing at business last Christmas. The one that just landed us a contract worth more than my father's annual partner draw.
No!
The
Why you
marble
keep trying to
floor
go
clicks
backwards?
beneath my heels as I cross to where my mother stands, still holding court over her circle of friends. For once, I don't curve my spine to make myself smaller in her presence. I've never lied to you about my life, I say, my voice steady as a heartbeat. Not once, remember that. Something flickers behind her eyes, discomfort, maybe even fear, before the practiced smile slides back into place.
What?
Of course, darling, we've always supported your creative endeavors.
Okay.
The first throb of helicopter blades
I don't know
cuts
why,
through the evening air.
I have a good feeling about this
mother's
mic
head
card being
snaps
right
up,
here.
recognition dawning in her eyes as they meet mine.
Is there anything else I can do
She knows
with
that
this
sound,
before...
has bragged
Like,
often
can I just,
enough about my
throw
father's
this up
clients arriving
and
for
will
dinner
it-
parties in their private
No.
choppers.
Okay.
But this time, the sound carries a different message. Sometimes the truth doesn't whisper. Sometimes it roars. Have you ever been subjected to years of doubt by those who should believe in you most? What evidence would it take to change their minds? For Julia's family, it was about to land on their perfectly manicured lawn. The whir of helicopter blades slices through evening conversation. Champagne flutes pause midway to lips. In the garden, strings of fairy lights tremble. Someone must be lost. My mother's voice carries that familiar note of forced calm. She shoots a pointed look at the club manager hovering near the terrace doors. I'll check with traffic control. My father pulls out his phone, already shifting into problem-solving mode.
I really thought I needed to use the
larger venue down the road sometimes gets helicopter arrivals. Aunt Patricia's laugh rings hollow across the room. Claire, darling, did you arrange a surprise for your engagement party? Claire shakes her head, confusion plain on her face. I take a slow sip of champagne, letting the bubbles dance on my tongue. The moment I've orchestrated unfolds exactly as planned, yet my hands tremble slightly as I set down my glass. The club doesn't allow unauthorized landings.
I just had to do things
my mother announces to anyone within earshot. She smooths her silk dress, a gesture I recognize from childhood, her tell when things spin beyond her control. The sound grows louder, conversations stutter and stop. Silver-haired men in blazers drift toward the floor-to-ceiling windows. Women in designer dresses exchange glances, their jewelry catching the light as they crane their necks. I move toward the terrace doors. Each step feels weightless, like I'm floating through a dream I've rehearsed 1,000 times.
Like, I don't get any height from standing on this,
the garden lights illuminate my path, casting my shadow long across the marble floor. My mother's fingers close around my wrist. Julia, where are you going? I turn to face her, gentle but immovable, to greet my fiancé. Her fingers slip away. In her eyes, I catch the first flicker of understanding and fear. The helicopter appears over the tree line, sleek and black against the purple dusk. Its landing lights sweep across manicured lawns and sculpted topiaries. Julia. My mother's voice has lost its performance polish. This disruption is unnecessary. I don't respond.
I have no idea.
The time for words passed long ago.
It's loading the structure.
Somewhere between imaginary fiancé and tonight's whispered mockery.
Than the last one.
Instead, I
think I'll take the last room over this one
and step into the evening air. Behind me, the party has gone silent. Even the string quartet has stopped playing.
I just gotta start doing things, but apparently
silk dress moving in
all I need is a composter.
The moment stretches like pulled taffy, sweet with anticipation. The helicopter touches down with professional precision. The rotors slow, their rhythm fade into a whisper.
I can't bone meal it? I'm so surprised.
When the door opens,
are you supposed to be able to
Logan
bone meal
emerges
it?
like an
or is
actor
it something
hitting
else
his mark.
that you're supposed to be able
My
to
breath
do?
catches. He looks exactly as I'd imagined in his charcoal suit, hair slightly windswept, every inch the successful aviation consultant. His long strides eat up the distance between us, confident and unhurried. Sorry I'm late, darling. His voice carries across the hushed garden. He bends to kiss my forehead, his hands settling at my waist with familiar warmth. Did I miss your toast? A collective gasp ripples through the crowd. I hear crystal shatter someone's grip on their champagne flute, failing spectacularly.
Oh, you need
Logan
plants?
turns toward the party, his smile genuine as he spots Claire and her fiancé.
There's something up there.
Claire, Thomas, congratulations.
What is that?
He reaches into his jacket and produces an envelope. A small engagement gift. First-class upgrades for your honeymoon.
Do you think something else can shoot out of the dispenser?
Claire's face lights up with real pleasure. Unlike my mother, my cousin never participated in the whispered doubts. Logan, you shouldn't have. Thank you. My friend Rebecca catches my eye from across the room. Her knowing smile a balm for my racing heart. She raises her glass in a silent toast. Logan guides me back inside, his hand steady at the small of my back. We move through the crowd like water through a stream.
I don't know, but I don't have Zoom anyway.
My father steps forward, his face a complex map of embarrassment and calculation. Mr. Bennett.
I feel like that's something, isn't that? What is that?
It's wonderful to finally meet you. Julia speaks of her childhood with such fondness. My father's handshake is automatic. Years of corporate training taking over. Aviation consulting, you said? Which markets? Primarily Europe and Asia. Logan's voice carries the precise mix of authority and ease that commands boardrooms. We're expanding our presence in the Middle East.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do!
Actually, that's what delayed me. To need a conference call with our Dubai team ran long. My mother hovers at the edges of the conversation, her fingers twisting her pearl necklace. Aunt Patricia has retreated to a far corner, suddenly fascinated by her phone. Other relatives drift closer, Their earlier dismissal transformed into hungry curiosity. Julia. My mother's voice cracked slightly. We should have. Should have believed me? The words slip out, soft as silk, sharp as steel. Yes, you should have. Logan's hand squeezes mine,
I'm so pissed off. I can't
grounding
place
me
this
in the
anywhere.
present. Around us, phones appear in manicured hands. I know what they're searching for. Logan's consulting firm,
Wait,
my international
I heard something
clients,
just now.
the life they
What was that
dismissed as
noise?
fantasy. The
Something just
Almahara
happened.
group was particularly
I heard a
impressed
noise
with
just now.
Julia's
What was
branding
that?
work. Logan mentions casually to my father. The
Did you guys
contract
hear that?
value alone. My mother's sharp intake of breath cuts through his words. On her phone screen, I glimpse the headline. Bennett Global Branding secures historic Middle East deal. You never mentioned, she begins. I did. My voice remains
going?
steady. Every Christmas call, every birthday, you change the subject to Claire's law firm promotions. The string quartet starts playing again, but the party's rhythm has fundamentally shifted.
I can't reach it.
Years of dismissal crash against the concrete reality of Logan's helicopter. My success, our life. The impact leaves my family scrambling to rewrite history. Julia has a keynote speech at the International Brand Summit next month. Logan continues smoothly. Perhaps you'd like to attend. We could arrange tits. My father's phone appears in his hand
It
so
sounded like a
quickly
button.
it
That's what I
seems to
thought too.
materialize. Around us, other relatives tap and scroll, their faces illuminated by the blue glow of screens showing my career, my achievements, my truth. The weight of vindication settles around my shoulders. Not like a crown, more like armor I no longer need to wear. Logan's arm settles around my waist as we make our way through the reception.
Get
A
me out of
physical
here!
anchor in the sea of shifting
Help
family
me!
allegiances. The helicopter sitting visible
Okay,
through
wait.
the
It said check
floor-to-ceiling
the other
windows
wall. I
serves as a
checked. I don't
constant
think I can-
reminder of everything they refuse to believe.
Those are at the same
Tell
height.
them
So
about
why
the
is it that I can
Singapore
hit this
airline
one, but not
campaign,
that one?
darling. Logan's voice carries just enough for the cluster
Maybe
of
I just have to be more
relatives pretending
precise.
not to eavesdrop. My mother's wine glass pauses halfway to her lips. The rebrand launched last month. I say, letting my voice fill with the quiet pride I've spent years suppressing. Full fleet livery redesign,
can't reach
lounge
that.
concepts for 13 international hubs, complete digital overhaul. Aunt Patricia's fingers tighten around her champagne stem. She spent the last hour trying to insert herself into conversations, suddenly remembering supportive comments she never made. I always told Diane you had an eye for design, didn't I, sister? My mother nods too quickly, pearls bobbing at her throat. Julia mentioned the Dubai project weeks ago.
I feel like I'm
Very
in
exciting.
Saw.
The lie hangs in the air between us.
This is my torture.
I haven't spoken to her in months,
For
not since the
whatever
Christmas call that ended
sins
with her
I have
suggesting I
committed.
see a therapist about my need to exaggerate. Logan's thumb traces small circles against my hip, grounding me. The Almahara presentation is next week, actually. First time they've consolidated their luxury brands under one visual identity. My father materializes at my elbow, all forced business interest. Aviation consulting must be fascinating. The regulatory frameworks alone. Speaking
Bro,
of
I'm
frameworks,
I'm
my
gonna
brother Tom
crash
cuts
out.
in. I always knew you'd
Go!
make it big, sis.
Go!
Remember when I helped you with that school
Okay,
project?
you have to be like really
A
gentle
laugh
with it.
bubbles up before I can stop it. You mean when you told me graphic design was for people who couldn't handle real jobs? The silence stretches just long enough to be uncomfortable. Claire's future mother-in-law raises a perfectly sculpted eyebrow. I thought you said Julia was struggling with her career? Maria, bless her,
Oh,
doesn't
there's like
miss a
for
beat.
sure something else in there.
Funny how memories change when a helicopter lands, isn't it? My mother smooths invisible wrinkles from her silk dress. We always encouraged Julia's independence. Actually, I say softly, you called it running away from responsibility. The words land like pebbles in
How
still
was I able
water,
to
ripples of
touch it
discomfort
before?
spreading through the gathered family. Rebecca appears at my side, champagne flute extended like a shield. Remember that first client meeting in Paris? Julia stayed up 3 nights straight redoing the entire presentation because the brief
check the other wall.
changed
Can I,
last
like,
minute.
put something in this?
You always knew exactly what you wanted, Claire adds, surprising me with her
Oh,
sincerity.
fuck. I just lost my...
A small cluster of younger cousins edges closer, eyes
Back.
bright with something that looks like hope. Julia, darling. My mother's voice has taken on that particular tone she uses when orchestrating photo opportunities. We should get some pictures for the family album while everyone's here. Wonderful idea, my father chimes in. And you must let us know when you're in Europe next. We'd love to visit.
I am now...
Tom slides a business card from his wallet. We should grab coffee, talk about some international opportunities. The firm's looking to expand. I smile, precise as a scalpel. We'll see what the schedule allows.
Guys, the
Logan steers
knockback
us toward the
trident
terrace,
just
breathing
resets
my
my
need for
game.
air.
It doesn't do
The
anything
night wraps
else.
around us like cool silk, city lights glittering below. Through the glass, I watch my mother's face crumple slightly when she thinks no one's looking. But Christmas is for family, she says later, cornering me by the dessert table. You always come home for Christmas. The words settle in my chest, familiar weight of obligation warring with the life I've built. I have made my home elsewhere. My father stands frozen by the bar, Manhattan untouched, as the reality of our new dynamic sinks in.
I swear to God.
I am no longer the daughter desperately seeking approval. I am a woman who arrived by helicopter to say, your approval stopped mattering. Aunt Patricia's voice drifts from behind a flower arrangement. Still showing off after all these years. Logan's hand finds mine, fingers intertwining. The diamond on my left hand catches the light, solid and real as
Maybe
the man
this
beside
minecart
me,
isn't used for anything.
as the career I've built, as the truth they spent years denying. The helicopter sits dark and elegant on the lawn outside, a period at the end of a very long sentence. But it isn't the final punctuation mark in this story. Not yet.
Freaking fraud.
I squeeze Logan's hand, thinking of the invitation I'll
That's
send
the
tomorrow.
same exact height as that, but
Dubai
I
in
think the
winter
reason
is
why I was able to
lovely
reach it is
after
because
all.
there was a block
And some truths need
underneath.
to be seen in the full light of day. They cannot hurt me again. With these thoughts, we greeted everyone and went to the hotel.
It said check the other
Tomorrow
wall.
is a
I guess
big
it could have
day.
meant any other wall, but
The next
I
day,
don't
after
see
the
anything
reception,
on the other
the
walls.
phone vibrates against the hotel nightstand at 10 a.m. My mother's name flashes across the screen, accompanied by her carefully curated profile photo from last Christmas.
How old is Bedrock?
Julia, sweetheart. Her voice carries that particular wobble that appears whenever she wants something. I've been thinking about what happened at the reception. We should reconnect as a family. I let the silence stretch,
If
watching
only I
Logan's
could place
reflection
the.
in the
Wait,
floor-to-ceiling
maybe
windows
the
as he
only
moves
place I
around
can
our
place a
suite,
minecart
preparing
is
for another
on top
consulting
of
call.
the.
Mom, I have meetings all morning.
Fuck.
Of course you do. The wobble transforms into something sharper.
Why?
Your father wants to
Why
discuss
did
some
you make it
investment
so I can't
opportunities
replace
for your
it?
business. She pauses.
Why?
The family business could use an international presence.
I'm
My
stress
phone
eating.
buzzes with incoming texts. Dad, suggesting coffee to talk about your future. My brother Mike, suddenly interested in expanding our horizons globally. Even Aunt Patricia has posted on Facebook, featuring a photo from Claire's engagement party, with the caption, "So proud of my successful niece Julia. Family first, global business." Logan catches my eye in the reflection, raising an eyebrow. I shake my head,
I'm
lips
just too
curving into a
short.
smile that holds
I'm too
more
short.
satisfaction than amusement.
Oh wait, but I'm like.
The country club membership committee meets next month. Mom continues, voice brightening. Your father could nominate you now that you're established. The word hangs between us like a poisoned apple. Established. As if my success only became real when it arrived in a helicopter. The lake house is lovely in autumn, she adds.
Oh,
We could update
you can
the
do
family
that.
Christmas card.
Wait,
You
maybe
and
you
Logan
can do
would
that.
look wonderful on the dock. I trace my finger
Let's try
along
that.
the window, watching the morning sun strike the glass
We'll see if that
towers of
theory is
Dubai's
correct.
financial district. That's generous, Mom. Well, family is family. Her voice softens. We can put all this unpleasantness behind us. All this unpleasantness, I repeat.
I'm not
letting
super
each
sure how that
word
would help me
fall
get
like a
height
stone.
though.
You mean the years you spent telling everyone I was lying about my life? Julia, really?
I
We
love
were just
chips.
concerned. Logan sets a cup of Earl Grey on the desk beside me, his hand resting briefly on my shoulder. The warmth of his palm grounds me as the realization crystallizes. They're not sorry they didn't believe me, I say after ending the call. They're sorry they can't use me. Logan leans against the desk, arms crossed.
Wait.
What do you want to do about it? I open my laptop, fingers hovering over the keyboard. The words flow with unexpected
No, I don't think
ease.
the added frame's gonna matter.
I'd like to invite you to Dubai next month. Let me show you what I've built. 3 weeks later, I watch my parents scan the arrivals terminal, their expectations visible in
I
their
could've sworn
designer
something
luggage
happened when I,
and
like,
travel outfits. Mom's face falls slightly when she spots our
hopping up
waiting
here.
car. Not a luxury sedan, but a modest electric vehicle. The hotel is lovely, she manages later, as Logan guides them through the understated lobby of the Four Seasons. No gilded excess, no ostentation, just quiet, impeccable taste.
No,
We thought
it
you'd be
doesn't
comfortable here,
work.
I say, watching them search for the flash and glitter they'd imagined. Dubai isn't all about spectacle. The next morning, I lead them through the glass doors of
I'm
Bennett
going
Global
to the
Branding.
rave.
30 pairs of eyes look
I
up from
can't think
sleek
of a
desks,
worse time.
their owners rising in greeting. Good morning, Julia.
Just kidding.
They chorus, some voices carrying accents from London, Singapore, Cape Town. Your team? Dad asks,
I've never been
ears
to a rave
jumping from
before.
face to face.
Why is this thing following
My family.
me?
I correct him quietly. I watch them absorb the wall of client logos, the industry awards, the framed magazine covers featuring my work. Through the conference room glass, they glimpse my upcoming keynote presentation
I did
for
that.
the Global Brand Summit. All this time,
I did that
Mom
already.
whispers, "You really were."
I didn't do anything.
Building something? Yes. I gestured to my office. Would you like to see more?
There's
That
something I'm
evening,
missing.
I choose a rooftop restaurant overlooking the city. The lights below mirror the stars above, creating an infinite field of possibility. For years, I say, setting my phone on the white tablecloth, you thought I was lying about my life. We were just concerned, Mom begins, reaching for her water glass.
Is there like an observer or something?
I press play. Her own voice fills the space between us. Her imaginary fiancé, followed by Aunt Patricia's laughter.
I'm trying to reach this furnace.
I didn't invite you here for an apology. The words come steady and clear. I invited you to see the truth. Dad's face flushes that familiar purple. You brought us all this way to embarrass us?
No,
No,
go in.
I
Go
need
in
to
the
say-
hole!
I brought you here so you would finally see me. Mom's tears fall, smearing her careful makeup.
Yes.
We were wrong about everything. Yes, you were. I take a sip of water, letting the moment settle, and that will take time to address. The city glitters below us, a constellation of lights marking paths not taken, choices that led me here. My parents sit across the table, finally seeing the daughter they never believed existed. Their approval, so desperately craved for so long, feels strangely hollow now. Logan's words from this morning echo in my mind. The greatest revenge isn't proving them wrong.
It's just like impossible.
It's living so fully that their approval becomes irrelevant. I study their faces in the candlelight. Mom's trembling lips, Dad's rigid posture.
I feel like
power to
there is
shape our
something that has to be
relationship
going
has
on with
shifted.
these sides.
Any reconciliation will happen on my terms, in my time. The knowledge settles like a warm stone in my chest. Tell me about your new project,
blank
Dad says
wall,
finally, his voice rough with something that might be regret. I lean back, considering. The night stretches before us, full of possibilities and limitations. Like the city below, some paths will remain forever unexplored. Others wait to be discovered. Let's start, I say, with what's true. A week later,
like
sunlight
literally just
streams
one
through the
block
floor-to-ceiling windows of my Dubai office, catching the metallic threads in the abstract tapestry I bought in Istanbul last month. Logan appears in the doorway, two steaming cups in hand. The familiar scent of Earl Grey fills the air as he sets one on my desk.
Me.
Your 9 o'clock is ready in the conference room, he says, leaning down to kiss my temple. The design mentee from Paris? I nod, taking a sip of perfectly brewed tea. Reminds me of myself at 23. Brilliant portfolio, family who thinks graphic design is just pretty pictures on a computer. The young woman's face fills my laptop screen moments later, bright-eyed and nervous. Her portfolio spreads across my second monitor, clean lines, bold color choices, the raw talent I recognized immediately. Emma, tell me about the restaurant campaign concept. My voice carries the warmth I wished for at her age. The one your professor called too modern. She straightens, hands fluttering. My father said the same thing.
He literally
no
named an
French restaurant would
iron
ever.
block
Show me anyway.
wool.
Her concept
So
unfolds
I wouldn't
across
put
the screen.
anything past him,
Contemporary
okay?
yet elegant, perfectly
He is
balanced
not the
between
saint you
innovation
think
and
he
timeless
is.
appeal. My mind flashes to a portfolio review 12 years ago. My mother's pinched expression at my waste of a legal education.
I can't be
They're
just
wrong.
insane and just keep trying the
I
same
tell
thing
Emma,
over and over
watching
again.
hope bloom across her face. You understand something they don't. Tradition evolves. Book another session next week. We'll develop this further. After the call ends, I stand at the window, watching sunlight glint off the Burj Khalifa. My team fills the open office beyond my door.
There's something
with
else
quiet
up there.
energy humming through
There
the
is
space.
something in there, and I
Voices
don't
rise
know
and
how
fall
to
in
grab
English,
it.
Arabic,
Wait.
French, Mandarin, a symphony of creativity I built from scratch.
It moved. Did you see that,
My
you
phone
guys?
buzzes. An email from my mother. The subject line stops my breath. Family reunion, your
It
terms.
moved.
Dear Julia, the lake house is lovely in October. Logan mentioned you might have business in New York that month.
The little thing in there.
No pressure. Just know you're both welcome whenever you choose. Love.
Wait, what?
Mom.
Why is it doing that?
No guilt trip. No manipulation. No desperate need to prove her maternal devotion to the
Wait,
country
why did it
club
do
crowd.
that? Did you? Am I going?
Logan's
Am
arms
I
slip
actually
around my
going
waist
crazy,
from
or did
behind.
you guys see it move?
Board meeting done early.
Who made
What's
the
got you
math small,
smiling?
Aunt?
I show him the email.
Oh my god.
Mom's learning. Finally. Going? Maybe. I lean
I
back
don't know why it's
against him.
impossible for me to eat food.
On our terms. 6 weeks later, autumn sunlight dapples the lake house deck. Logan's hand
I was
rests warm
jumping there,
against
and
my
then
lower back as we climb the
the
familiar
little
steps.
thing in there moved. No,
No
you
knot in
can't
my
see
stomach. No mask of perfect daughter sliding into place.
Oh
The
wait!
door opens before we reach it. Mom's eyes meet mine, clear and uncertain. Julia, Logan, thank you for coming.
Am I just going
Inside,
crazy?
fall-scented candles flicker
I
on the
could have
mantle.
sworn there was a hitbox.
Dad looks up from his paper,
and now the hitbox
reading
is
glasses
gone. I was like, oh,
perched on his nose.
it's in the dispenser. It's
Just
not.
read about
There's
your
nothing in the
team's award.
dispenser.
The Hong Kong campaign?
What is
Singapore,
happening?
I correct gently. But yes, the Asian market expansion exceeded projections.
So confused.
No dismissal. No comparison to my cousin's law firm partnership. Just my father's small nod,
Was it a
the beginning of
glitch?
understanding in his eyes. Monthly video calls followed.
It despawned?
Awkward at first, like learning a new language. Dad asking about projects, actually listening to the answers.
Yeah, I did see what the text said.
Mom sending
the
articles
text did
about
not help
female
me, though.
entrepreneurs in the Gulf states. Her handwritten notes in the margins showing she'd really read them. Aunt Patricia's absence speaks volumes. Some bridges burn for a reason. The Santorini wedding photos arrive in December. Small, intimate, perfect. Claire beside me in a sage green bridesmaid's dress, our childhood competition dissolved into genuine friendship. My parents in the background,
I need Graham to
respecting the
come
boundaries of their
back,
new
and I need
role.
him to help me.
Rebecca's champagne toast still echoes, to believing in yourself when no one else would. Spring finds me in a Dubai conference hall, addressing a room of young designers. Many of their stories mirror my own. Families who mistake different for wrong, dreams dismissed as phases to outgrow. The helicopter story spread. I tell them, watching recognition
Is it
spark.
like a time limit thing?
But that moment wasn't about proving anyone wrong. It was about finally being right with myself. A young woman approaches afterward.
Because the thing that was
portfolio
in there
clutched to her
despawned.
chest. My family thinks I'm wasting my accounting degree. They don't believe I can make it in design. I see myself in her tight shoulders, her defensive grip on her work. Show me what they don't see. Mom visits the office in May. She pauses before the framed photo of Logan's helicopter landing,
there's
backlit
something else
against
up
the
there.
country club's manicured lawn. I was so embarrassed that day. Her voice catches. Now I understand it was necessary. It wasn't about embarrassing you. I meet her eyes in the glass reflection. It was about finally being seen. I see you now. She touches the frame gently. I'm
So I
sorry
have
it
to get
took
this
so
in
long.
the 5 minutes.
I needed you to see me then. The truth settles, peaceful as sunset
How do
over
I
the
get up
Arabian
there?
Gulf.
Help!
I don't need it anymore.
Help!
Later
Somebody!
that night, Logan and I
I don't
stand
know
on our
what to
balcony,
do.
the city lights jeweling the darkness below.
I'm in a
Plans for
fucking
the New York
I'm just in a
office
room. I'm
expansion
just in a
spread
room,
across
and there's
the
nothing I
patio
can
table
do.
between
There's nothing I
us.
can do. There's nothing
We
to
could
do
take the
here.
apartment in Manhattan, I muse. Be closer to family if we want. If we want.
I
Logan's
really want
smile
whatever
holds a
that
decade
is.
of understanding. Your choice, your terms. I watch a plane's lights trace across the star-studded sky, remembering a young woman who once thought proving her worth would fix everything.
I don't know if you can
The greatest
tell what
revenge
it is.
isn't proving them wrong. My
I'm
fingers
never
lace through
escaping. It's
Logan's.
just not gonna happen.
It's living so fully that their approval becomes irrelevant. The night breeze carries the scent of jasmine from the garden below. Somewhere in Paris, Emma works on her restaurant campaign. In Dubai, my team prepares tomorrow's client presentation. In a lake house in America, my mother learns to see her daughter clearly. All of us evolving, one truth at a time,